Today we talk about this person, this influencer named Rosanna, and she has some interesting takes on MrBeast. And while watching the video, I realized that I could defend MrBeast in this. I know, with all the drama and all of the things that happened and got leaked and whatever. But this specific video, I think it could be even a case for defamation. And I'll talk about it a bit later, but let's jump into it, okay?
Hey guys, so I'm sure most of you have seen that there's been a lot of news coming out about MrBeast, Jimmy Donaldson, some of his employees, and his, in my opinion, terrible business practices, some of which I've seen honestly may be illegal.
We will see about that a bit later.
A lot of really good videos about this topic that have been coming out in the last few days on YouTube, so I highly encourage everyone to go and watch some of them. Also, I have some more updates and stories from the Beast games, which I will continue to talk about.
She will not talk about that.
We're filming the beginning of part 2 of that series in just a few days, and I am still very concerned about the contestants' well-being. So if you're competing in the Beast games, please be aware of what's going on around you. The rumors I'm hearing is that they're still essentially hiring almost all new people to work on the set of Beast games, which if you ask me is not enough time to adequately prepare everything safely for the next phase.
Do you know anything about Beast games? About how to run a show? No. Then?
Which brings me to why I'm making this particular video. A very concerning document was sent to me who says that this is an internal employee manual written by MrBeast Jimmy himself. I confirmed the legitimacy of this document with 2 former MrBeast employees. I think that this gives you a little insight to the type of person Jimmy really is. He lays out what he
I agree. You will see what type of person Jimmy is, yes?
expects from his employees in great detail. To me, the mask has begun to slip.
The mask. Okay.
And it truly is a small look into the mind of the Beast. One last thing that I'd like to point out is that this is a document that Jimmy expected people to read. If I had to guess, I'd say...
No, he wrote it and put it on a wall and he was like, no, whoever wants to read it, reads it. Well, whatever. You can be hired here at the company and just not care about our internal rules. You will do whatever you want and whatever, no?
He's even having to filter himself in this document. Eesh. I'm going to be posting the full text on my Twitter, and I highly recommend you download it and take a look for yourself.
I agree with that. You should go and check it out.
It's long, it's 36 pages. We'd be here for 10 hours if I tried to read the entire thing because I'm a slow reader, so I'll just be reading some of the more concerning parts.
Basically going and nitpicking to search what's worse. What's the worst thing that you can find in 36 pages?
Okay. The title of this document is How to Succeed in MrBeast Production. I'm going to start on page 4, a section he titles...
Of course, the intro, the most important part, the welcome, the everything. That's okay, we will check it out after. I didn't read the document yet, but we will check it out more in detail after.
I only want A players. As I type this...
Wait a bit, my bad. I need to move this more up.
I only want A players. As I type this, I realize it may not be the wisest to categorize everyone into 3 buckets. But this is how I believe we should look at everyone a part of the production team. So basically, he already knows what he's about to say is inappropriate, but he can't help himself from doing it. And
yes, basically, he just says in the beginning that, yo, this might not be for cupcakes, you know?
saying it. You're either an A player, B player, or C player. There is only room at this company for A players. A players are obsessive, learn from mistakes, coachable, intelligent, don't make excuses, believe in YouTube, see the value of this company, and are the best in the goddamn world at their job. B players are new people that need to be trained into A players, and C players are just average employees.
And?
They don't suck, but they aren't exceptional at what they do. Okay.
Well, yes, you as a big company, especially at the level of MrBeast, You want people to help you succeed. You don't want people to drag you down. Yes, you can just have 50 people, like how Twitter had its headquarters. You can have 50 people doing nothing, and then Elon Musk came, kicked out everyone, and made Twitter a better place, you know, so...
As he's saying, they don't suck, but they aren't exceptional. He misspells aren't. The hypocrisy. Let's move on.
He is gonna misspell that word 2 more times, and she will of course make references about it. But I have a little theory, it could be wrong, but I have a little theory that he wrote it like that, so people who read this will think that he is not perfect either, in a way to like subconsciously sympathize with them. Which I don't know if it's necessarily good, but you know, this should have not been outside his company, so I guess.
They just exist, do whatever, and get a paycheck. They aren't obsessive, aren't spelled wrong again. C players are poisonous and should be transitioned to a different company immediately, all caps. It's okay, we give everyone severance, so they'll be fine.
Which basically means that if you are not perfect, we don't want you. And there's no problem with not wanting someone who's not perfect. If you are searching for perfect people and you are paying enough to find and to get perfect people, and if you kick these non-perfect people out, and you, as you see here, you even pay them a severance check, which they are not needed to do, they'll be fine even, yeah? MrBeast explained that if you come to our company, I don't know, maybe I'll find a clip, maybe no.
Do you have trouble firing people?
No, I'm pretty sure almost every person, yeah, actually every person I've ever fired, we just give them severance. And I like to see it more as, it's no ill will. Like if I fired you, if there's some other job you want me to help you get, I'll DM them on Twitter. Like, you know, if you want to go work for, I don't know, insert whatever, MTV, give me someone to DM. I'll DM them. Like, you know, I try to make it more like a transition and do whatever we can to make it as easy as possible.
And if something was just not working for you, because you want people, like you said, super passionate.
Because at the end of the day, if you hold someone that you onto someone that you don't see being here in 10 years, you're just doing them a disservice. You're just giving them more ingrained, more enrooted in where they are. And the sooner you do it and help them move on to their like new life, the better.
Well, he was saying that if I see that you are not made for YouTube, I'm not gonna fucking waste your time. I'm just gonna let you go, and I'm just gonna give you enough money until you find another job that I see that will make you happier overall. If I see that you come to my company and you'll just be there just so the 8 hours pass and just so you get paid at the end of the day, then I don't want you in my team, right? I think he's right there.
I don't even know where to begin with this because he essentially is putting everyone into a system, and he definitely plays favorites at his company. Anyone he considers an A person, those are his close friends who behave exactly the way he wants to behave, and then everyone else is treated less than. And if you're just a hardworking, everyday person who goes to your job on time, does your job, stays the full hours, gives it your all, and then goes home and has a normal life, like a work balance life that's healthy, that is considered a C player. That is considered unacceptable in his eyes.
Bro yaps too much. I can't edge to this.
That's absolutely not what he said there. You can go back and read, but it said something along the line, kurva. B players are people who need to be taught to be A players. So you come into my company as someone with potential but not experience, okay? That happens, especially when MrBeast is probably hiring young people, right? I want you in my team, I see your potential, and I'm trying to put you to work, yes? If I see that you want to learn, we have a saying, your bones to work, you stay there, you even sometimes take overtime, because you feel like you should take overtime, because you feel you didn't do enough in that day. Yes, I think you have potential to be an A player. If you are a C player, as he states there, he especially saying they don't suck. They aren't exceptional at what they do. That's basically saying they are not perfect. They are still good people. They are still people who work and they do a good job. He's just wanting the perfect job. So I think this is what could even lead into a lawsuit with her, because she is literally taking this whole paragraph and saying it in a whole different way. He's literally saying here,
Exists. Do whatever and get a paycheck. They aren't obsessive, aren't spelled wrong again. C players are poisonous and should be transitioned to a different company immediately.
I agree. If someone comes and they just come to a work just for the work of it, then just go into a factory, get a job, do your norm, do 50 bottles of water or whatever they do in factories, and at the end of the day you will be paid. If you go into a social media company, in a place like MrBeast, it's okay, this might sound like a hypocrite, but it's an honor to be there. It's even if you just go there for a month, I really believe that if you care and if you want to, you will learn life-changing advices from there. Maybe not from MrBeast, because he's not alone there, but he's hiring so many talented people, so many people with experience and skills, that it's almost impossible to not walk away from there with something more than just money, okay?
All cap. And he definitely plays favorites at his company. Anyone he considers an A person, those are his close friends who
You are taking this out of context. There's no proof of what you are saying. You are not saying that there's any proof. You are just assuming something that, yes, it might be real. Yes, there are stars in shows. There are actors. For example, in the Pirates of Caribbean. If Johnny Depp wants a cocktail with bananas, they will bring him a goddamn cocktail with bananas. That's how you treat celebrities in like a place that's like this. Especially if you own the whole set. You know, you get me?
who behave exactly the way he wants to behave.
As they should, man, as they should. He owns the company. You wanna be there, he needs to like you. Now, I get it that there are jobs in other places that your boss doesn't need to necessarily like you if you do your job. And I think it's same everywhere. But in a place where you show in videos your social interactions with your co-workers, of course he will not put the co-workers that he argues with or that he doesn't like in a video with him, because that would make the whole video uncomfortable to even watch.
And then everyone else is treated less than. And if you're just a hardworking, everyday person who goes to your job on time, does your job, stays the full
That's literally not what he said.
hours, gives it your all, and then goes home and has a normal life, like a work-balanced life that's healthy, that is considered a C player.
That is considered a defamation lawsuit.
Why don't you write that down?
That is considered unacceptable in his eyes. That is considered poisonous in his eyes. Anyone who has a healthy work-life balance relationship.
You tell me I repeat myself.
All right, moving on. On to page 17, own your mistakes. This coming from Jimmy, someone who has never owned his mistakes, never taken accountability, and never apologized for any of his poor behavior. He pays someone, a PR team, a spokesperson, and now a crisis management team to speak on his behalf. He never apologizes or takes accountability for anything. This is so
Never, I think, is a bit out of context here. Of course, when you speak to 300 million people, technically, then you of course need to somehow take care. He's a kid, okay? He's 25, 6, however much he is. And he was not he as an influencer, he is teached by his own self. When he was counting to 100,000, he was not thinking about, oh, in 6 years or 10 years from now on, what will I say to 300 million angry people? No. He did not think about that. That's why you have people, that's why you have workers, that's why you have money to pay people to do the work for you, so you can focus on actually being an influencer, you get me?
hard for me to read because the hypocrisy is so strong. I hate excuses and despise with my entire soul when people just try to save face instead of learn from how they've messed up.
I agree with that. Nothing wrong there.
Mistakes are okay. Genuinely, they are, and I expect you to make a lot. That's perfectly fine. Every veteran here has cost me $1 million at one point or another, and you can go ask them yourselves if I've ever held it over their heads. I'm sure you never hold it over their heads. I'm sure you never bring it up again. You don't mention it again. You don't write it in an employee handbook.
Okay. I need to admit that was funny and a good observation, but how do you tell people to not be scared of making a mistake if you don't tell them that other people in your company make mistakes too and that you are literally not mad about it? That's how you learn. That's how you get from a B player to an A player, or in my eyes, even an S tier player. You get me?
And now that Jimmy's brought it up, I just want to ask the question, are there any veterans out there who have worked for Jimmy where you feel like he has held things over your head? Let me know, my DMs are open.
Basically, she's just trying to search the needle in the haystack or whatever.
The reason I'm okay with fuck-ups is because I know that's how you learn. I see it as me investing in you and your brain. Parentheses, hence why I have zero tolerance for C players and they must go immediately. Those fuck-ups could be done by an A player that will retain the information learned.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If you are a B player and you learn from your mistakes over time, you become an A player. If you just do the same mistake 10 times in a row, then why would someone hire you? Get me? Like, come on.
Again, to my point, he plays favorites. If you're one of his favorites, you can fuck up as much as you want and there's no repercussions. But if you're not one of his favorites, if you're not on his good side, you fuck up and you're gone. I just beg you.
No, that's literally nowhere written down. You are assuming all this.
His favorites, if you're not on his good side, you fuck up and you're gone. I just beg you that you learn from every mistake and try not to repeat it. That's when it gets annoying.
Exactly. Someone who burns down the house, right? Because they left the oil too much on the fire, then oh no, you burned down the house. But then when you burn out the second house for the same fucking reason, then you are just fucking stupid, right?
The hypocrisy. Jimmy, you don't even learn from your mistakes.
What?
I've never, ever once fired someone on the spot for messing up. You have nothing to be afraid of. Own shit so we can address how to fix it and then move on.
Yeah?
I like that he's boosting about how much self-control he has, that he's never, ever fired someone on the spot for making a mistake. What a great guy. And I have confirmation that instead he has his mom fire them the next day.
I do not mind what she's saying. Yes, that might be true. That might be 100% true. Why don't you fucking show us evidence? A photo, a screenshot, a Discord chat, something, an SMS, man, a Skype call, anything, bro. I don't care. Just show me some proof, we have a saying, something I can grab onto. Like this is just you yapping, okay?
Wonderful self-control. Page 18. Nothing comes before your priorities. When you're being assigned tasks, you should have what I call a prio list. If Ali says your prios are to 1. Get a Lamborghini under 200K. 2. Get it wrapped in anime characters. 3. Make a custom steering wheel. Then nothing on this freaking planet is allowed to come between you and getting those priorities done. If the other team asks for your help and you spend 2 days helping them and fall behind on getting your Lamborghini secured, that's your fault. If the studio is burning down and you stop working to put out the fire and don't get the Lamborghini, that's your fault. Parentheses, jokes, ha ha ha. But seriously, don't let anything come before your prios.
I will speak in a bit. I just let her to tell her yapping, and then I will say what I wanted to talk about that and about this.
I'm just gonna read that again for anyone who is missing this. If the studio is burning down and you stop working to put out the fire and you don't get the Lamborghini, that's your fault. That's wrong. This is psychotic, this is dangerous. He's literally saying that the company culture is, if the studio with employees is burning down, you should not go help and save their lives. You should go wrap that car with anime characters. That is the #1 priority. This way of thinking is psychotic. This is dangerous. It is absolutely unacceptable. Which rolls us right into page 19. No, does not.
I just didn't know when she will fucking stop speaking, man. Get a Lamborghini under 200k. Get it wrapped in anime characters. Make a custom steering wheel. And nothing on this planet
is allowed to come.
Should come between you getting your priorities done. Here I agree with literally each word that Wait, so you don't need to see the line. Okay, good. You see, I care about you, my people. If I am your boss and I am telling you to do this Lamborghini, you are getting a credit card that is having a MrBeast logo on it, or my firma, my company's logo on it, and you are told you have a budget 200k, and that's not even unreasonable. Get it wrapped and make a custom steering wheel, and you don't do it because someone else asks for your help. Now, who is your boss, okay? Are the people in the other team your boss, or am I your boss? If you prioritize someone else over your own tasks, I agree, that's your fault, right? Second of all, if the studio is burning down and you stop working to put out the fire and don't get the Lamborghini, that's your fault. Jokes? Ha ha, okay? Let's take it first of all without being a joke, because obviously she didn't take it as a joke. I myself was teached fireman. I was teached fire drills in school. Maybe in US is different, but at us every year they come, they make a fire in the middle of your school garden. How is yard? Firemen come and they put in like a little plate. I'll show a video of it. So some I don't know, some fuel, whatever, they put the fire on it and they spray it down with the fire extinguisher thingy, and then they hold a 10 to 15 minute presentation what you should do in case the school burns down. And first of all, what you need to do is get the fuck out of there. If you wanna be a hero, and you go and you try to save some other people from the fire, you are nothing more than a dumbass. You are just making the actual qualified people, the firemen's job, a lot harder, and you put them and yourself in danger. So yes, I agree. You get the fuck out of there and you go and wrap your fucking Lamborghini. It's not your studio, it's mine. I am the boss here, I am paying for it. It's not your job, it's not your task. But then also, it says jokes, haha. Is she blind? She read it. Did she forget that she has fucking short-term memory loss? Like that little goldfish. I'll show you the video.
Why is there a bomb in my bowl? No time for questions. We must hurry. I need you to write down these instructions exactly as I tell you or else. Wait, I have to go grab a pen and something to write on. Now what in the world was I looking for?
But seriously, don't let anything come before your prayers. I 110% agree with absolutely everything that I've read until now. Yes, show my mom there, show.
Priority. This way of thinking is psychotic. This is dangerous. It is
First of all, neither he means it because he wrote their jokes, haha. But even if he means it because that's the right thing to do.
absolutely unacceptable. Which rolls us right into page 19. No does not mean no. For the people out there who are saying, he's not edgy anymore, he's learned, this document is pretty new and references some of his newer videos. He has not learned. This is who he is. So the
First of all, taking out no does not mean no out of context will be bad, right? But anything, almost anything, look, I'll show you. Just show something with her out of context.
You don't have one of these, I'm gonna say you're missing out. And this is really neat. You gently move it up and down. Ready? Here we go. Gently. There we go. It sounds so funny.
title no does not mean no is a very obvious reference to essay. Instead of communicating in a professional manner, saying be persistent when you're producing or working, no does not mean no is the company culture
So you can't read literally the words that are under it?
of MrBeast. When dealing with people outside MrBeast Productions, never take no at face value. If we need a store to buy everything inside and you call the local Dollar Tree and the person that answers says, no, you can't film here, that literally doesn't mean
True. That's how you should, as a businessman. If you go to business school, if you go to any course of some person, some influencer, some guru trying to teach you, the first thing that you are taught is never fucking give up. That's how you get to be successful in the first place. You try. until you are literally, as he was saying, obsessing over your tasks being done, right?
Talk to other employees and see if any are fans or if any have kids that are fans. Try talking to their boss's boss. Have me DM them on Twitter and try their social team, etc. If all the other avenues are exhausted and you are left with a no, that doesn't mean don't try the other Dollar Trees, because the manager of those could be huge fans and willing to bend the rules.
Okay, bend the rules is maybe a bit weirdly written down, but the point, you don't need to take everything out of context here. The point, and if you read it all, and if you have a coherent brain that functions, and you read all this, what he's telling here in how many? 8 lines, is that don't fucking give up. If you are told to wrap that Lamborghini with anime characters on it, and you go to the first shop, the first mechanic shop, if they tell you that you are crazy, you tell them, I have money. Will you do it or no? Oh, but no. Okay, so they are stupid. You go to their boss. If the boss doesn't want to do it, then you go to another place and you try and try and try until you do something. In your perspective, should you just go, they tell you no, and you go back to MrBeast, well, I tried in one place, they told me no, so here's your card and whatever, I go home now. That's a C player.
This is literally so disgusting because this is putting everyday working people's jobs at stake. If it's a company policy not to film there and you're pressuring them to do so, they could get in trouble.
He literally said, if they say no, you don't pressure them. You go to their boss's boss, to another shop, and so on and so forth. Did he say, let me check again. I'm sorry, I need to check because maybe I am wrong. Can confirm, I checked.
They could lose their jobs. That's their income, that's their livelihood. And
if someone comes to your shop with 300 million subscribers and you refuse them to film a video there, I'm sorry, but you are the stupid one in the first place. That's literally the best thing that can happen to your business in any way, shape or form. That's what MrBeast is trying to say, that if they are fans of the channel, they know what's up. They know that 300 million people seeing a video there happening, that's just good for the business. Basically, MrBeast is telling them to open their eyes to the possibility, to the opportunity of what that could mean, not just to us filming it there, but to them too, as we are doing basically free advertisement there, right?
And for what, a YouTube video?
Yes, a YouTube video that probably makes more fucking money than that whole shop makes in years, right?
You are not more important than any other person in this world. Basically, what I'm trying to convey is what we call pushing through no. Don't just stop because one person told you no. Stop when all conceivable options are exhausted.
He literally tells you, if you are at the end of the road, you tried each road, and you are at absolute loss, then yes, it's okay, whatever.
This is one of the many tools that, when combined dramatically, improve your probability of success when producing here.
Exactly. Trying over and over and over again until you literally run out of options to try is the way to go to succeed. And not just at MrBeast, but in life overall. That's how it is.
This is more the Jimmy I know, someone who uses their money, power, and fame to bully other people into positions that they don't feel comfortable with, that they could get in trouble for, they could lose their jobs, and lose their ability to make income.
You know, okay, I understand, you know, you might have proof for it. I'm not saying no. Show us. Show us absolutely anything that I can grab into my vision or hands or whatever, that I can see that you are right. Like this is just yapping, man.
For their family. Next section, work on multiple videos every day. Please do not come in and only work on one video during a work day. That's how you fall behind on future videos and create a nasty cycle that I'm trying to stop. If you drop everything and go all in on one video for 3 days, then that's 3 days your other videos will fall behind, and eventually you'll have to drop other videos to focus on those videos, and it will snowball into you can't do anything but focus on what's right in front of you because you've murdered any lead time you had. If you ever only work on one video video during the day, you failed as a MrBeast employee that day.
Okay, here, since I'm a small YouTuber, I don't know how to agree to that really, okay? I get it. At a high level, you have high expectations. If you are a 300 million subscriber channel, you are not making videos like me, or cooking videos, by the way, that take a day or two to film. No, you are making videos that take months and maybe even years sometimes to film. And the production quality and the people who work on it is huge. These are literally movies that you are watching in 10-minute video forms. So when you go to a high business, when you go to a big place, they have expectations from you. As I was saying earlier, if you don't have experience, but you are willing to learn each day, then of course you will become more experienced, and so you will be able to work even on 3 videos a day. That sounds a bit much, okay? But in 8 hours, if you think about it, let's say, because I don't know how much they work there, but let's say 8 hours. In 8 hours, you can balance, you can work 2 hours on this, 2 hours on that, and 4 hours on the video that you think that would be more important for you. I agree, because when you diversify what you do, first of all, neither your job is getting boring, because every time you do something else, neither will you go home and not have experience. You are getting experience from working on multiple videos every single day. Yes, this might sound a bit overwork, but when you go to a place where they want the best of the best, you need to be the best of the best. I remember very clearly, I'll link the video somewhere, that on YouTube, the money heist producers had a problem with the gold in one of their shots. What happened? It was that obviously they can't get their hands on that much gold, so what they did was something like a carton or polyester or whatever, some fake gold basically, and when they put it underwater, first of all it started to float, so they needed to nail each and every gold brick, and you'll see it on the video. That probably took a lot of time. But when there's money, people will do whatever, because that's what they are paid for. Now, I get it that some people may feel that that's overworking, but it's not. You know what was overworking? The same scene, the same problem. They put it under the water, and the gold bricks started losing their color because they started to change shape and whatever, and the editing team, the animation team, they needed to work overtime and frame by frame edit out and make it look good. That's how you make a great movie. You overwork your people, and at the end of the day, yes, those people are overworked, but they are learning an important lesson, that nothing great comes without any disadvantage. Everything that takes time and money and energy to make is gonna be hard, okay? But at the end of the day, those animators were for sure paid a lot more than they should have been paid for. I guess it's same at MrBeast. They are not paid normal editor wages, right? They are paid wages that are in line with whatever and however the much work they have. No?
Wow, what a fun boss. Jimmy, this just sounds like people are overworked and you're hiring people who are drowning in work. I think there are...
No, he's hiring people that he thinks they have the potential of doing something great. As I said again, nothing great will come without sacrifice.
some circumstances where you should be just focusing on one thing a day, like safety, having a safety director where that's all they do, that's their job. That's how professional sets are ran.
He is not talking to absolutely everyone. For example, as you say, a safety director, he should not go to only one of the scenes. For example, they film 3 different videos. If they film 3 videos, that safety director will need to go in 3 different rooms and check out all the 3 different rooms to make sure that everything is okay. Not to just check out one room and wait there until the end of the day until he goes home, right?
All right, so here's a section with a bunch of random Jimmy thoughts. It's called Random Things You Should Know, page 23. Let's read a few of them. Do not leave contestants waiting in the sun, parentheses, ideally waiting in general, for more than 3 hours. Squid
Yes, what's the problem with that?
Games, it cost us $500,000, and Boys vs. Girls, it got a lot of people out. Ask James to know more. Well, have I got stories about people you kept out in the sun for days.
Allegedly.
We'll come back to that later. Also, when he says ask James to know more, he's referring to an employee called James Warren. You'll probably be hearing this name a lot more in the future, and I'll be covering stories involving him as well. Here's another thought. I'd rather you be honest with each other than nice to each other. I also believe in honesty. I'm a big in the future, and I'll be covering stories involving him as well. Here's another thought. I'd rather you be honest with each other than nice to each other.
Obviously, this is literally promoting to not be two-faced. Be upfront, tell people what upsets you, like that they will know what upsets you, and you will know what upsets them. So you will not need to get into conflict in places like this where there's a lot of money and there's a lot of high stakes. There's no time for childish arguments left and right. No, you say, I don't like this, there's either gonna do something about it, either a third person will come and resolve the problem, basically.
I also believe in honesty. I'm a big fan of it. But did you know you can be honest and respectful at the same time? You don't have to be honest and mean to someone. You can do both. Again,
Did he say that he wants you to not be nice? No, again, you are taking out of context here.
and the hypocrisy. Jimmy cannot take honesty. He can't take honest criticism. He can't take honest feedback. And if you are honest with him while working at his company, you will most likely be fired.
Where do you take this from again? Again, please show proof. That's all I need. I don't mind you being right. I want you to be right, okay? I want proof.
This next random thing you should know is why I have said that Jimmy plays favorites and he truly cultivates a boys club, his favorite boys. Do not talk down to talent or do anything to make them feel like I need them to be happy and in good moods, and those boys are special to me. Ideally, most talks with talent, parentheses, Chris, Carl, Chandler, and Nolan, go through me, or Ollie, or Tyler to avoid confusion amongst them.
Literally on every fucking set, every movie at Marvel, at Disney, at whatever you can imagine, it is literally the same. The editors, the producers, no one should fucking speak to anyone besides the actual director who is behind the camera. He's telling the actor what to do, and they are also always taking care that those actors are well treated, right? Because why would they be in a movie if they are not well treated? You need to make these celebrities somehow, and I know it's unfair to say it like that, but you need to make them feel better than the other people, because that's how you keep them happy, and at the end of the day, if they are happy, your video will be better, right?
Another thought, we pivot a lot. Be ready to have everything flipped on its head at a moment's notice.
Yes, that's how it goes in every big major company or movie studio or whatever. In any moment, something can happen and everyone needs to work elbow to elbow besides each other to get themselves out of that situation. That happens a lot.
Lol, as someone who's worked on many professional sets, to some degree, this can be true. Especially on location, you can run into factors that you didn't plan for correctly and you weren't prepared for. The ability to adapt and make changes on set is important as little problems arise, but however, when it comes to people's safety, like on the Beast games, you can't just make changes last minute on the fly at a production scale that large with that many people and have it be okay. And
Again, no proof, you just yap.
I've been talking to members of the crew who said that they were making changes minutes before some of these dangerous challenges.
Proof.
And they were scared people were gonna get hurt, and they did. Oh, here's a great one. I want money spent to be shown on camera, ideally. If you're spending over $10,000 on something and it won't be shown on camera, seriously think about it.
Yes. If you spend money and our whole business plan is that we show money in videos, then obviously neither would I be happy that you go and against my business rules, right? His whole channel is about giving money away mainly and challenges, but even in challenges it's about money mainly. And imagine that he would say, oh, you get $500,000 but they show you nothing. No, that's not how shit works.
And this is why so many people say that he only does charity for camera.
Again, out of context, this is not the same thing. This is it said that if you go and spend $10,000, not if you give it to fucking charity, it's not the same. But even with the charity thing, yes, that could be true that they only do it for the looks of it. But the thing that they film it down and they post it on YouTube makes them more money so they can donate more. And every company in this world donates, right? If any company in this world donates to charity, they don't need to fucking put a video about it on YouTube to show it. No, there are headlines, there are people who speak about it without them even acknowledging that. MrBeast just makes it so they can make money out of money given away. Where's the problem with that? Every business has its own rules, and there's Ludwig said it I hate that guy, but he said it, that there's no business if there's no money made.
Two things. One, when are you going to reply? And he echoed what was said in the dog pack video, which is when everything comes out, he's going to make one reply as opposed to a reply after every single video. So we'll see when that happens. And then two, he allowed me to pull out. So like for everyone saying I'm controlled op, I'm paid by MrBeast to defend him. Just so we're clear, I'm now losing 100K by not defending him, right? Like that's just on the opposite side. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. This event's going to lose money. And I know you might be thinking, Ludwig, you're a millionaire. That's true, but this doesn't reflect against me. It reflects against Off-Brand. It's not a decision I make lightly. This decision impacts all the employees. And I'm not saying anyone's getting fired. Of course not. If we are over that cash low, I would make sure that I help the cash reserves. But it does reflect in the books at the end of the year. A company can only thrive if it's making money, if it's profitable. You can't be not profitable for years and still exist. And at the end of the year, we're going to be 100K down, which hits a lot.
Get it? You need to at least not net positive, you just need to net as close to zero as possible, so you are able to keep doing that. You can't just send people to Africa to build houses and wells there without making any money, man. It's just impossible. Some companies do some charity, but they don't do as big or as much charity as MrBeast does. And MrBeast just profits, yes, why not? He just profits of this thing that he actually does good things. I would want too. I would want people to know that I'm doing good shit too. Why not? Why am I blamed for that I want people to see that I'm doing good things? I'm not doing that because I'm a big evil maleficent or whatever. No, I just want you as my viewer to see me in an image that I want you to see me. Nah, we are assuming that he is bad with all these allegations, but when he will give his answer, we can actually know what's up. We can actually know what's happening and what was behind the scenes and what happened. Now, I'm not saying that anyone who's alleging that he did something bad is lying, and I'm absolutely wanting to say that I feel bad for the people like Jake that actually suffered physical and mental problems.
Because if he can't film it, he doesn't want to do it. Pull all-nighters weeks before the shoot, so you don't have to days before the shoot.
Yes, in places like this, it's better if you put in the work, the much work, way before the deadline. So, when the deadline is close, and as he was saying, something comes up and happens, you don't need to pull out nights in stress. Like this, you will need to only pull all-nighters, but you can be a bit more chill about it, because the deadline is not on your neck coming down. And now I get it that some people would say, oh, but working all night is not nice. Do you think he is not paying the people who go there? Do you think someone would pull these all-nighters without being fucking paid?
If you planned with adequate time, preparation, and staff, your staff wouldn't have to be doing all-nighters. Also, the way he's worded it is that there's gonna be all-nighters no matter what.
I agree with what she's saying here, but again, at a big scale, at a huge company, they have high expectations. And in this whole thing, we will read it after I finish with the video. In this whole document, I don't think it's saying anywhere that they are forcing you to work at them. If you want to, as he was saying, you can get a severance check, which is also something, right? You get something and you can leave the moment you want to leave, man. That's how it is.
So it's either days before the shoot or weeks before. So he's encouraging people.
He's encouraging people to not be stressed while doing these all-nighters. He's encouraging people that if the deadline is close, to be more chill about it, right?
Don't sleep weeks before the shoot. And remember, you have to be working on multiple videos at the same time. It pretty much sounds to me like you guys are always pulling all-nighters and you're heavily overworked. Here's the last Jimmy thought I'm gonna read. Never do anything that can make us look bad from a PR perspective.
If you are a social media, if your face is on your company, if your company is very often seen by thousands and millions of people, then obviously you don't want to have a bad image. This is same with Walmart. If you are a huge CEO, you don't go and just fight random homeless people on the street because that makes the image of Walmart as a whole company look bad. That's the same thing here. If you are a bad person overall and you are causing us, the company, our lives are depending on this company. We are people who work here. Our bread is coming from this company. If you make it look bad, then obviously no one fucking wants you, man.
Jimmy only cares about his image, and Jimmy can also not follow his.
Do you not care about your image? For example, you do cake videos, right, or whatever. It's not for me, for sure. And I noticed you have a co-host.
Hey guys.
If your co-host would go and fight with people on the street, someone would film it down, that would not be a good thing for you, right? For you as the owner of this company, that whatever, because at 40 million subscribers, I guess you have a company too, right? It's serious, you are a big fish in this sea of YouTube. So you know that image matters a lot, right? You don't want to be cancelled.
His own advice. If you download the document and read through it, they mention multiple times how important their PR image is.
Obviously.
But not once in the entire document do they ever reference doing the right thing.
This is so fucking vague. This is like going to Walmart and telling them that you want food. And they will look at you, but sir, what food do you want? I want food, okay?
Page 28. The longer people watch, the better a video will do. This is why I'm such a stickler about every single second of content.
Obviously, I am barely having 1,000 subscribers. I am watching and rewatching my videos at least 5 times, on the minimum 5 times. I'm rewatching every little step. I don't want to leave something that would offend people, not like I'm doing something like that, but in case whatever happens. For example, if someone in a chat in my game says something offensive to a lot of people, I would rather not put it there, because someone could blame me that I wanted that to be there, because nowadays whatever you have in your video is reflecting your image. And that's the whole point. He needs to rewatch every little millisecond of a video and second, just so they notice what's wrong with the clip. That's how you improve. That's how you achieve, well, if not perfection, because I believe perfection doesn't necessarily exist, but in an objective perspective, yes, perfection exists. That's how you achieve objective perfection. You achieve it by going and watching every little second. And for example, if you have a shop, you go and you arrange every little bag of chips, every little can of soda, every little Coca-Cola or whatever you have in your shop. You arrange it nicely, aesthetically pleasing, because it matters. It matters what people think about your shop. If they will come in a shop and it's a messy shop and there is everything everywhere, they don't find anything, they will just get frustrated, mad, and they will just not come again, you know?
I wanted to pause and point this out because I see a lot of people, Jimmy fans, leaving comments saying, well, Jimmy didn't do that, his editors did this. And
sometimes, as a big company like MrBeast, he's probably not running this company anymore alone. He is not a one-man show. He is I think he even said at some point he has 200 or 300 people.
How many people work for you?
Do we count the people working in the Beast Burger restaurants or no?
No.
Okay.
I would say just here.
Like full-time salary, probably 150 people. Maybe 200.
And yes, things can happen without him being noticed, but if he's saying that he's watching every second, that's not the case. That would be your point, right? But sometimes he can be pressured by his other owners of the company who have stakes in the company, who can take decisions too, and they can point him necessarily not force him, but he could feel pressured into doing something he would not 100% be necessarily okay with, but he does it because it's, again, I'm saying, it's not a one-man show.
I want it to be very clear that Jimmy approves every single second of footage that goes onto his YouTube channel. He is obsessive, he is extremely involved, and nothing goes onto his channel without his approval.
As it should be. That's how you are making sure that everything is perfect. Things do slip up sometimes. Happens, man. That's how life is. You make a mistake, you see the mistake. If you don't see it, someone fucking points it into your eyes. If like that, you don't learn from it, then yes, you are at fault. You don't want to change. You keep making the same mistake. You are a C player. An A player is learning from the mistakes. That's what MrBeast wants.
I've confirmed this with people who work on Jimmy's videos, and he has literally confirmed this in a document. On page 31, I wanted to point this out because Jimmy is very aware of his demographic and who his audience is. It's
as he should be.
Very strategic, it's pointed. He says, but despite saying that, at its core, if I had to describe it, I'd say the average MrBeast viewer is a teenage memer that likes video games.
Those are the people who have the most time to watch videos. Because once you get older in life, you have a job, you may have kids, you have a wife, you have a hobby, you have, I don't know, you need to train. Life gets busy, you don't have time anymore for everything. So obviously the most amount of people that watch your videos are young people that have still, I guess, school, but they still have the time after school to watch your videos, or there is summer break or whatever. If you work a normal day-to-day job, you don't have summer break, you don't have winter break, you may get a few days of vacation every so often, but that's all about it. You don't have time to watch every MrBeast video.
I'd like you to keep this in mind as more news comes out and unfolds. He is very aware that his audience is youth.
Instead of telling us what news will come out, like a preacher or whatever, just show us, tell us, at least show us any allegations, if not proof, but at least something that we can digest, kurwa.
Page 34, it's okay for the boys to be childish. It's okay for boys to be boys.
It's okay for the main actors of the show to do stupid things sometimes, because they have a personality that people who watch these, I could say, half-baked movies, people like them. So yes, let them be themselves, and if there's something that needs to be edited out later on, then trust me, it will be edited out. Or not, but then if it will be not edited out, then they will fucking learn from their mistakes.
The boys club is back, and here we are. If talent, he's referring to his best friends, wants to draw a dick on the whiteboard in a video or do something stupid, let them. Parentheses, assuming they know all the risks and aren't missing context on why it's not safe. People like when we are in our natural element of stupidity.
Exactly, people like this type of people, this as he was saying, their target audience is a memer or whatever that plays games. These people like people that are sometimes stupid, that are sometimes acting like themselves, because that's what we like. We like to have a connection, and no one is perfect. I could even, I'm a bit older than that, but I could still consider myself of a video game memer or whatever. Yes, I do like to see that better than I don't know, some serious people there who would not do anything, being scared that, oh no, someone will scream at us. No.
Really do everything you can to empower the boys when filming and help them make content. Help them be idiots.
Exactly.
This just shows the culture that he is intentionally building. He plays favorites, there is a boys club, and they are allowed to do things that other people aren't.
Yes, because they are the stars of the show. Every major set, there are the actors and there are the people who work on the movie. There are the image of the movie and there are the people working behind the movie. You cannot compare the two things. There's a lot of times when actors improvise lines, and these improvised lines many times get to be in the final edit because it was such a good idea. yeah, all of the sudden. For example, one thing that happened was in Breaking Bad, Walter White, Bryan Cranston, he threw a pizza on the roof and they liked it so much that they kept that thing. That was a mistake. That was something that should have not happened. But because the actor did what he wanted, he had the freedom to do what he wants, that's what it ended up. And it's one of the biggest memes when you think about Breaking Bad.
He stuck it. Only after with the cut do we realize, bang on. First try.
It's sort of like one of those tinker to Evers to chance kind of moments in sports history where it's, you know, you wish you'd been there to witness it happen. It was just one of those perfect moments where it looked like it was too perfect to be real, and but in fact it was.
There is a guy, I will recommend that in my description. There is a guy who made a whole, again, half-baked movie on YouTube with that meme.
This is yours, Captain America.
Brody, you want to take Cap?
Got two in the terminal, Wilson and Barnes.
What the hell is that? Everyone's got a gimmick now.
Page 35. I want famous people in our videos.
Yes, famous people, big actors are equaling more views. More views are more money. More money equals we can make this company bigger.
Next line. I can't even read this. We don't fake things.
Allegedly, there are some videos that they faked, but some of these videos are faked. What does it even mean that they fake? For example, when they go and they give money to the people, to some people, yes? I don't remember finding people that are complaining that MrBeast didn't give them the money. Now too, he made this video with his bunker, and he put in his title 500k, and the people got 700k. He undersold his own fucking video. What do you talk about? Yes, he did fake some things, but even this allegation with this Jake Wedler guy, even that was happening because they didn't fake the video. As he said, if we could fake goddamn videos, why didn't we fake this one?
It was too real. If they're faking videos, why couldn't we fake this one? You know, if we're allowed to let these cast members have some time off of this difficult challenge, how come we couldn't turn the lights off? How come we couldn't maybe not have some time-lapse footage for 10 seconds?
Where's your proof?
The app?
Dogpack showed us proof, showed us evidence, showed us at least his theory on why he thinks that, for example, the raccoon was a paid actor. Here there's nothing in this video. You are just reading off a paper and judging a whole company, something that just people should get as an introduction to the MrBeast team.
The absolute delusion. Yes, you do, Jimmy. The majority of all your videos are faked.
The majority, okay, go on his channel, take the last 10, 15, 20 videos, however much you can, and show me that his majority of videos are faked. Show me, prove it to me, please.
And yes, there is a range of the authenticity. Some of the videos do have some authenticity to them, but overall, they are fake.
You are, okay, first of all, I could even assume that you are not right. But let's say, in the way that you are right, were you too lazy to show us? Were you lazy to pay someone to show us some of the clips that you are talking about? Since his majority of his clips are like that, I guess it would have not been a big deal to show us at least some footage, right?
Creator Games 3 was not authentic. Logan Paul did not place second. You can't fake intensity in videos.
Again, proof.
Really? Really, Jimmy? What's this?
We literally found him 1 minute before Zach.
We literally found Logan Paul. That.
Prove us wrong, please, god damn it.
Never happened. Fake. The document ends with talking about your career at MrBeast. If you've made it this far, you're probably at least semi-interested in this being your career.
Yes, that's your whole point. It's when you go and you just sign a contract at a company, it doesn't matter because it's a shitty company. It's just a factory where you are considered as not someone, you are just a number in the 50 people that they have there working on the line, as they say in factories. You are just one of the 50 people. You are easily replaceable and that contract doesn't matter much. This thing is because it's a big thing. People care about each other in here, at least at some degree, that they want you to understand what they are expecting from you. This, you are not getting this after you are getting hired, you are getting this before you get hired, so you know what you are putting yourself into. He literally tells you that there's high expectancies, you need to be an A player, you need to learn from your mistakes, you need to pull overtime sometimes. Everything is described. It's not like he's telling you all this and then forcing you to sign the contract. No, this is being told to you in the beginning.
So I wanted to chat about it because if you're ambitious and want to dedicate your life to work, you pick the best company in America to do it at.
I think that call yourself the best company is a bit of an egoistic thing to say. But we could think and say, since it's the biggest YouTube channel, that technically that could be the best job that you can have as in social media, right? Who has such a big team as MrBeast around the clock that works and works and works? No one. These movie sets that he is doing, his half-baked movies that I was talking about, these are made in a month, 2, 3. Movies and series literally take years to make. Years. Because he has the best of the best people to work at his company, and these best of the best people can help him achieve back-to-back at least good videos, if not very good ones, right?
The delusion. I would love to see the benefits of the best company in America. I would love to see the policies about your maternity leave, paternity leave, paid time off, which it doesn't seem like we're
You could literally just go work at MrBeast. I would even take it as an investment. Yes, you will be overworked. Yes, you will stay hours in plus. Yes, you will be maybe expected to take less vacation. But you could go to this place, work there 6 months, overwork yourself, overwhelm yourself with the work, and after 6 months, give in your resignation, you even get a severance check, and with that severance check, you can literally boot up your own YouTube channel, because in 6 months, if you didn't learn anything from the MrBeast team, it's you who's the problem.
Working for you is encouraged ever. And from what I'm hearing, you don't even like people taking holidays off, such as Christmas. This sounds like the worst company to work for in America to me. If you want to become a production manager, tell James your intention and ask him why you suck and how you can become better. Seriously, he will give you a list of things that you need to improve to become what we need, and if you actually listen and master those things, we will give you a shot at the role.
For example, I was at many interviews when I was searching a job for myself, and in most of the jobs there's not even mentioning anything even remotely about being able to advance in the company, because in most jobs they expect you to be a number. In this job he tells you that in case you believe that you could improve on yourself and be higher, be a manager, be a whatever more you want, okay, tell us. I wanna be a manager. Am I good enough? No. Okay, they tell you why, and if you don't improve on these things, then it's your fault. If they tell you that, oh yeah, we think too that you might make a good manager, then you will be a manager. If you fuck it up, they will just fire you. If you don't fuck it up, then guess what? You will be paid even more.
Parentheses. Only problem is most people think they are better than they really are and don't take seriously when we give them things to improve and then wonder why they never move up.
For example, if you come to me and ask me what am I expecting from you, and I tell you that, look, sometimes some of your edits take more time than usual, or sometimes your camera footage is shakier compared to your, let's say, competitors or whatever, or compared to the people that are higher in this company, yes? And you keep making the same shaky footage on camera. But then you neither improve, and you also pointed it out to them that, look, I'm not improving. So of course you will be let go. But as he was saying, if you are good enough, and if you improve on these problems that you might not be good enough to, then they will let you improve.
I actually agree with Jimmy here. I do think that some people think that they're better than they are and that they don't take things seriously to improve. This isn't a stepping stone. This is your final destination.
Okay, this is what I was saying. You can stay at this company, but this, I think this is wrong. That this isn't a stepping stone. It can be a stepping stone. And it can be a huge stepping stone for you. It can be the stepping stone that could change your life. Working, for example, it's like working at Apple. A lot of big Kickstarters and companies that are booting up nowadays are ex-Apple employees, ex-Google employees. Why? Because first of all, that looks good in the resume when you do a Kickstarter. Second of all is because in these type of places, there's a lot of things to learn that at the end of the day will help you improve on your own self. This company doesn't just pay you money. This company gives you the experience of people and people who worked years and years in different categories. And if you want to learn, I don't think that even the sky is the limit.
All I can think about are the horror films, so
Okay, for example, I just wanted to prove my own point. This dog pack guy, right? He worked there, I think he was saying 2 or 3 months. He did 2 videos, but the first one was, I think, a lot deeper into the details, and the second one was the one where you get hit emotionally. He did those great videos. Those videos got 10 million views each. Because why you think it got like that? Because he probably learned that from MrBeast. Okay, I could be wrong here. But it proves that MrBeast is hiring people who are able to achieve such great videos even on their own.
Moving forward. Now, read this all over again because I guarantee you didn't retain enough.
You only read some parts. You mentioned in the beginning this is 36 pages. You can't tell me on this earth that there's any person who read all the 36 pages and literally remembers everything. And if they do, they are a robot.
I literally love that he ends his document by getting in one more jab to the new employees who are reading through this. Now read it again.
Exactly. New employees who are not forced to sign any contract, new employees who are getting this in their face and see if they really want to do what they want to do or not.
Because I guarantee that you're an idiot. Read it again.
No, you don't guarantee you are an idiot. You guarantee that they are human.
Because I guarantee you couldn't retain something, like just throwing an insult in there and talking down to people.
Can you remember everything you read in the 36 pages?
A lot of people can read something and retain it.
Yes, 36 pages. Don't you want to read The Great Gatsby and tell me the whole lore behind it in like, what, 10 minutes?
Projection much? All of that just barely scratches the surface of what's in here, so
Scratches the surface. No, you basically to the worst points. Okay, I could be wrong, but I will see this document in a bit.
I will be posting the whole thing on my Twitter, so if you'd like to read through it, you can. To me, working for MrBeast sounds very...
Why do I need to go on your Twitter? Why? Just put it in the description so I can download it here. No, I do not need to follow you on Twitter. Oh, and this whole time I had the like button clicked. Bețaș pula. I'm sorry, it's a reflex, okay? It's a reflex that if I go and I watch a video for more than a minute, I like it. It's like in my brain already. Don't mind me, I'm stupid sometimes.
Toxic and dangerous. It's a boys' club where everyone is overworked. It is almost cult-like. It's someone who cares about the work and not about the people. To end the video, I wanted to read some quotes, excerpts from an article written by the Rolling Stones.
Let's read what is here. Jimmy Donaldson built a 54 million empire on elaborate pranks. 54 million per month? 54 million basically a month.
Stones and a journalist who visited Jimmy in person at his company in North Carolina. I'll be posting the link to the...
First of all, these type of journalists, they are proven again and again that they many times posted things that are not that they are not true, but that they are a bit written in like a way to make them have more views, more outrage on them. As soon as they create controversy, as soon as they create drama, they get more views on their whatever, their pages, and that makes them more money.
The article down below if you'd like to read the entire thing. Quote,
I will read that too.
Donaldson says he doesn't give a fuck about money and plans to give it all away before he
It's interesting that she's censoring fuck, but she was not censoring when she said dick.
wants to draw a dick on the whiteboard.
So, your kurwa. So basically, your target audience is children who you are first of all introducing to this big bad wolf of a MrBeast, and then besides you living in censored words like fuck,
Doesn't give a fuck.
you also leave their dick.
Wants a dick on the whiteboard.
Do you think that's okay? Do you think it's okay to put out a video for a channel that's basically made for kids and say the word dick? Just saying. I guess she likes some words.
Guys, quote, I don't want to live my life chasing the next shiny object to the next shiny object. He says this as we drive around in his Tesla Model X.
First of all, me, a poor kid from, how did they say to, not Soviet Russia, but me, being a poor kid from the Balkans, I can go right now, take out a loan and buy a Tesla Model X, a used one of course, but still I can buy one. And that's not such a big thing. There's literally cars that are worth millions and millions of dollars. He could literally buy them all. He makes 700 million a year. I counted it, and 700 million in a ratio to a Tesla Model X is about... I actually went over the board with my calculations a bit, but I wanna say, I calculated, and for MrBeast to buy a Tesla Model X is like me buying a chips bag. Actually less, but let's just keep it at that. If I have about $1,100 salary per month and I decide to spend as much money as MrBeast spends in relativity to his salary, he spends less than I spend on a bag of chips. Get it now? 1 in 14,000. In percentages, it's 0.008 or 7 or how much it is. He is basically whatever. Point is that neither a Tesla Model is expensive compared to how much money he has. I am poor and I could technically afford a Tesla Model X with a loan, with financing. So I don't know what she's talking about. Or this New York Times journalist.
This is the journalist pointing out.
What car do you drive, Miss Rosanna? Can we see what car do you drive? And if your car is any more expensive than his car, can I know, please?
Hey guys, it's Ro. Welcome back.
She trolls me. My boyfriend surprised me with a new car. The new car.
Oh my.
Not clickbaiting at all. Oh. Well, this looks more expensive to me than a Tesla Model X. Aren't we a hypocrite?
This is the journalist pointing out the hypocrisy. It's a sad, miserable way to go about life. I agree with you, Jimmy. It is. His assistant, a model handsome Utah transplant named Steele, says that prior to his hiring and Donaldson's ex-girlfriend redesigning his kitchen, YouTube's biggest star had lawn chairs in his living room and mattresses on the floor.
He is literally the guy's meme. What's the problem with that?
I don't give a shit about looks, Donaldson says. I just care about functionality.
As he should.
Also seems to be fixated on how much some shiny objects cost, pointing out that his custom-built double-sided refrigerator, which he had made so his chef could deliver meals from the outside without disturbing him, was 50 grand to...
I counted it, and 700 million in a ratio to a refrigerator is about 1 in 14,000. In percentages, It's 0.008 or 7 or how much it is compared to how much money he makes in a year. He probably has more money from the other years, right? What is 50k? What is 100k? When you have literally billions of dollars at this point.
To install. So he literally paid $50,000 so that he wouldn't have to see his private chef deliver some meals to him.
For example, if I have a video idea, I do not fucking want to be interrupted either, especially if it's about food. I'm paying you to bring me my food, not to meet you and have a chit chat with you. If I have the money to make myself comfortable in my own house, with my own Tesla Model X, with my own 50k refrigerator, then who are you to criticize me about it? Who are you? I'm not having gold watches. I never saw MrBeast wearing I don't know what clothes. He once wore some Gucci clothes and he was funnily interviewed by some IRS guy, and that was the whole point. It was a joke.
Perhaps the greatest threat to MrBeast's family-friendly brand was in 2021 investigation by the New York Times that quoted several former employees alleging that Donaldson had fostered a toxic work environment, screaming at workers, forcing them to work long hours, and calling them slurs. Two of the former MrBeast editors who spoke out against him, Nate Anderson and Matt Turner, deleted the videos they'd posted about their experiences because of the harassment they got.
He didn't even harass them, it was the fans. Probably fans noticed that something 2 plus 2 was not equaling 4 in the fans' eyes. How is he being blamed for something his fans did? It's like me having some fans literally going and doing a school shooting and I would be called at phone. It was at some point, PewDiePie had talked about this, that there was a guy going, subscribe to PewDiePie, and then he started shooting around.
I think it's time to end the subscribe to PewDiePie movement or meme. It's something that started off as a way to keep me as the #1 most subscribed channel on YouTube. And seeing so many people come to my support, other creators as well, has been incredibly humbling to me. At first, it started off with people doing really positive and fun things to get attention through subscribe to PewDiePie. But something I learned, and I think hopefully it's something people can understand, is when you have 90 million people riled up about something, you're bound to get a few degenerates. And it started off with someone spray painting sub to PewDiePie on a World War II memorial, and just so disgusting, so disappointing to have my name and community dragged into that. I addressed it on Twitter, I disavowed it. I didn't want hateful acts to overpower all these amazing things that people were doing, all these cool and positive things. But then something happened that I don't think anyone would have predicted. The Christchurch shooter said, subscribe to PewDiePie. To have my name associated with something so unspeakably vile has affected me in more ways than I let shown. This movement started out of love and support, so let's end it with that. I hope that you understand my perspective, and I ask you kindly to accept it. Thank you for listening.
And how is PewDiePie at fault for that? How? He's not. There are people in this world and you as an influencer can't control everyone. Also, where's these 2 videos? Did no one download these 2 videos that it's talked about? I wanna see this New York Times investigation. Where is it?
From MrBeast fans. Direct quote from MrBeast. Jimmy. I want to be the biggest YouTube channel ever, he says. Not even for my ego. I don't know. I just want it. It gives me something to strive for.
Yes, literally. It gives you have a reason in life. At some point you get so rich that you could lose meaning in life. You could get, people even name it, midlife crisis. When you are about 30, 40, you have everything you want and you just don't know what to do anymore. You've been places, you have a nice house, you have a nice car. What can you do with the money anymore? Buying a bigger house, buying a better car? No. For him, and I appreciate that, his goal is to just be good at YouTube.
To get out of bed and grind for. But it's also just vanity.
Vanity? I learned this word in Terraria. Vanity is the outside layer that you are showing to your people. So, for example, you showing off to your people that are proud of you, that you are the best YouTuber of them all, technically or objectively or whatever, if numbers are all that matters, then yes, you are the best YouTuber that there is. And where's the problem with that? You being obsessive, you caring about something so much, and then having a girlfriend and you are not able to give her enough attention or whatever because you are focusing on your job. Yes, technically, morally, is not the correct thing to do, but if that's what you care about, that's what you want to do, then there's no wrong in that. It's like a lot of women nowadays, they take their job, they put their job in the first place, their career, and they don't make families anymore. And there's no problem with that. That's a way of living life, and if people don't agree with that, that doesn't mean that you, as the person in this position that we are talking about, you need to conform with whatever people want you to conform with. No, you will live your life as you want it.
Which is ego. I wanted to read this section of the article because I noticed online that a lot of MrBeast fans are harassing MrBeast's ex-girlfriend, Maddie.
Let's talk about Maddie, because I wanted to talk about this for a while. I just didn't have the occasion. I didn't have the honor to do that. I did a screenshot when she posted, YouTube, you need to reevaluate who you're putting on the trending page. Okay, here's nothing, okay? And then she wants to spill some tea. Let's see the tea that she's spilling. I spent years being quiet, never acknowledging the time in my life, just quietly chilling on clothes. So, where is the proof for this? Once again, where is the proof that you were cheering whoever was mistreated? Okay, you stayed quiet, and conveniently enough, after y'all broke up and some controversy starts coming up, now you are, I don't know, testing the waters to see what sticks with people or what? I don't want drama. You clearly want drama. Then if no, you would not speak up, or you would have speak up long ago when there was no drama to fuel. No, you would have started the drama then. I want to speak up for my 19-year-old self, okay? 1921 are formative years, and as a young woman, it impacted the way I saw myself, the way I interpreted my future, how I trusted men. Okay? Nothing. There was no user manual, there was no instructions on how to deal with gaining a following quickly, no cheat sheet on dating someone famous. I did the best I could, but I was not okay. Then why didn't you voice your opinions then? Not now. Months of therapy, so many journal entries, long talks with my mom. Why do I still feel like all this was for nothing? Show us the therapy sessions, show us the journal entries or whatever, show us the speaks with your mom or whatever. Just show us something once again. Proof, we want facts. I believe I should be used as cautionary tale. If something is too good to be true, it probably is. How he treats other women will ultimately be how he treats you. That's absolutely not true. That's basically meaning that if I don't care about other women, that means that I don't care about my woman. You are smart, beautiful, and capable of a career, life, and relationship you are proud of, I guess. I do not aim to take people down, just simply and explicitly telling you that there are scary people out there. People will hurt you, use you, spit you out, and then tell you it's your fault. So, you speak up when you have this problem, or you don't speak up and move on. Not after 10 years come and tell us that you were actually not good. And this amused me a lot because it reminds me of a meme. I'll play it right after. It's our jobs to protect our friends, our moms, our wives, our sisters, our daughters, ourselves from people like that. If you see something not cool, speak up. So basically, fuck our dads, fuck our husbands, fuck our brothers, fuck our sons. No. We are important. Woman! Not cool, man. Not cool.
I thought this would be interesting for you guys to hear. This article came out after they split up. He recently split from lifestyle influencer Maddie, who has appeared in a handful of his videos. And those in his circle told me that Maddie had been a positive influence, forcing Donaldson to prioritize work-life balance more. Donaldson did not want to comment on the record about the breakup, yet
Because personal problems are not the problems of your community. If I have a bad day, I don't need to tell my community that, oh no, I have a bad day. I can, but if I choose to not, then who are you to tell me that my work-life balance is not good? No. Like, exactly, you see how she took out baga mea șpula? Yes, how she takes out from context. Look, she says, he recently split up, and where is it taken from? From here. Like this she took it. Like many entrepreneurs, Donaldson does like many entrepreneurs. Does not have much by way of personal life, or at least he does not have any interest in portraying that he has one. He recently split up. Donaldson did not want to comment on the record after the breakup, citing Spill's privacy. Did she portray?
more. Donaldson did not want to comment on the record about the breakup, yet
And she's not showing you the part where he says, citing Spill's privacy. She literally cut out this to make him look bad, bro. If this is not a lawsuit, literally, look.
Tyson balance more.
Break up the comma. Break up the comma. Curva. And citing Spill's privacy is cut out, just to make him look bad. To me, if work is more important and I see work as my priority, then you and whoever else, my girlfriend or whoever doesn't agree with me, doesn't understand this, then you can just leave. I'm not forcing you to stay with me. I am doing what I think is best for me, for us, for our future. You do not agree, then I am very happy that you tell me you do not agree. That's very good. We can each go on our separate ways. You just don't get a severance check. I think maybe that's her problem.
Yet Tyson, which is Chris David Tyson, who is his best friend for his entire life and roommate.
And first subscriber, I may add. And that doesn't... I saw this whole controversy that Jimmy knew. Yes, back in the day, maybe they did some inappropriate jokes, but boys will be boys. At the end of the day, there were allegedly, from what and trust me, I watched a lot of this drama, and I can confirm that besides him complimenting Chris's penis size, there's no, and maybe seeing a poster on a wall back in the day when he barely had subscribers, there's not much proof that he is actual harassing or whatever. No, people just wanted drama, especially this guy, this Pegasus guy, and props to him, man. Pegasus knows how to fuel a drama until it runs out. But that's what Rockstar does with GTA. And there's nothing wrong with that. As long as people come and watch, as long as you make money, no one cares, man. No one cares. Some people will criticize you and you will just roll up your window in your G-Wagon and drive away. That's it.
Yet Tyson says Donaldson's singular focus on work was a major contributing factor. Quote, I think that's what he's going to be looking for next. Someone who can match his obsession with business and money.
What's the problem with people and people hating on other people that they like money? Do you not like money? Would you, with your 50 million subscribers, like to just do all this YouTubery without caring at all? Is this video monetized? You do care about money. Everyone at the end of the day cares about money, because with money you make business. Without money you don't make business, man.
All that kind of stuff. Now, normally when you have a breakup, your best friends are the first people to villainize and...
He did not say anything about it. He just said it, that the problem was that Jimmy just prioritizes work instead of relationships with his girlfriend. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. He did not say anything bad about Jimmy. He did not betray his friend or whatever she's trying to imply in this.
Next. But that is not what happened in this situation. His best friends are saying that she had a positive influence in his life. She helped him have a more healthy and normal work-life balance.
that he did not need. It's like guys that have a whole house and then they get someone to move in with them and then they rearrange the whole house and you cannot neither find anything anymore, neither you know what to do, and you are just overall confused. You did not need that in your life. So if you don't like my disorganized, messy house that I like and I am comfortable with then if we break up, there's no problem with that. You are just different than me. There's no problem with that. And people like these who fuel on this drama are just nothing but searching for views. Her views as a channel are overall, look, 100k, 200k, 200k, sometimes 500k, but basically 200k. And then as soon as she started speaking about MrBeast, she started getting more and more views. She's getting popularity. I never heard about her if she would have not ever speak about MrBeast. She is a cooking channel. She does videos about princess cakes, and now she's introducing her whole audience to MrBeast. So she is trying to protect audience and children from MrBeast while introducing him to them. What's this hypocrisy?
They have all said positive things about her. She's a sweetheart. For today's video, I just want to read one last section from the Rolling Stones article. The one word that those in Donaldson's orbit used to describe him is obsessive. He has a tendency to fixate on one thing at the expense of all other subjects.
That's how you make business. You obsess over the same thing again and again. You do until it works out.
There's a 5-year point in my life where I just relentlessly, unhealthily obsessed with studying virality, studying the YouTube algorithm, he says. I woke up, I would Uber Eats food, and then I would sit on my computer all day just studying non-stop with other YouTubers. There was also a Settlers of Catan phase that's led to Donaldson's assistant buying at least 5 copies of the strategy game a month, so there'd always be fresh ones lying around.
There's no problem in the world. How can you read this? That he was working from morning to night, day to day, and tell me that that's bad. That's not bad. That's a hardworking man. If you don't like to do that, if you like to keep a work-life balance, that's you. You cannot force that on other people.
Donaldson relishes the strategy and machinations it demands deadpanning. I'm great at lying.
Donaldson relishes the strategy and machinations it demands deadpanning. Bakpula, premium words back to back. So this word means like. This word means plot or like, you know, machination. I can imagine the word. And it demands deadpanning is like saying that amusing while affecting a serious matter. So basically, and I'm great at lying. I am very fucking confused in what he tried to say there. Some bakpula. So likes the strategy and machinations it demands while laughing at a serious problem. I'm great at lying. And where is the serious problem? And where is he lying? I asked 100 people, what does this mean? None of them told me shit. In what sense? Of course, the Rolling Stones article is here, but the alleged New York Times article that we were talking about, nowhere to be found, of course. There are piles of GameStop merchandise from a video where he promised to buy everything a contestant could fit into a circumcised triangle. He just wanted cash instead, Donaldson says. In another crates, literally, he gives the contestants the choice to just take cash. By the way, in the back there are 1 million Orbis, tiny gel pellets, used to fill his friend's backyard video back in 2018. So he kept the jellies, he cleaned up every of the 1 billion Orbis, if you can imagine. What was that? Some girl popped up. Then we came to the money. If you wanted to rob us, here's where you'd rob us, Donaldson says. The cash is guarded by an affable man named Tracy. Friendly, good-natured, or easy to talk to. So basically, he's not even having big security guys around. He just has a well-spoken person named Tracy guarding the money. a former physical therapist with bright blue eyes and an Eastern Carolina tag. And what does this mean? I can't. And which is the part that she said that is bad? So from the whole article...
For next, someone who can match his obsession with business and money. All that kind of stuff.
He literally says that she just wasn't the one. You are taking it out of fucking context. Bro, if MrBeast lawyers are not suing this woman, I can't. I can't. I can.
Only when you have a breakup, your best friends are the first people to villainize an ex. But that is not what happened.
Yes, because they are fucking nice, bro. They are normal people. They don't need to villainize Maddie. He just said that she just wasn't the one. There will be a next one who will maybe be more in the team with the actual things that he likes.
In this situation, his best friends are saying that she had a positive influence in his life. She helped him have a more healthy and normal work life.
And now you care about MrBeast. Wasn't this whole thing about faking videos and how bad of a person he is, and how you care if he has a work-life balance or no?
Balance. They have all said positive things about her. She's a sweetheart. For today's video,
yes, because they are nice people.
I just want to read one last section from the Rolling Stones article. The one word that those in Donaldson's orbit...
Okay, let's see what context she takes this out to. Really good at keeping friends, he says. All my friends revolve around work. There's no problem with that. He also spends little time with his family. I still don't understand what he's trying to say here. That's what is he great at lying at? I will fucking ask ChatGPT because I'm too fucking dumb to understand. Explain what he means when he said I'm great at lying. About the Tesla, I wanna see if the guy says, he says as we drive around in his Tesla Model S. Nah, then I guess no. For MrBeast, look at it. The link is expired or invalid. Nah, download. The link has expired. Fine, I'll do it myself. She also spoke about something with the New York Times, but some backpull if I remember.
Investigation by the New York Times that quoted several former employees alleging that Donaldson had fostered a toxic work environment, screaming at
Donaldson denies the claims set forth in the Times story. I've literally worked with over 1,000 people. 2 people thought I was pretty demanding, which was perfectly fine, he says. We have high standards. Exactly what I was saying. We have high standards, but it's not toxic work environment, he said. He gave Turner $10,000 and recommended him for a give at a gaming company following the termination of his contract. Turner, for his part, says the actual amount his salary through the end of the contract was smaller than that. So basically, it's like, trust me, bro. And he says that obviously there will be people who will think that the work was too much. Then why would they delete the videos? Why? That the fans bullied them. Where does it say here? That the fans harassed them. Just don't fucking care about them. Keep the video up. Maybe you thought you were bad and then you deleted the video. Why did Dog Pack not delete his video? Why did Jake Wedler not delete his video? Because there were facts. That's it. Okay. What I believe is that this woman will be sued, and she should be sued. She should not take things out of context. She should not literally hide 3 words just to make someone look worse. And no, I am not defending MrBeast because I like him. I defend MrBeast because this person tries to put him in a shittier place than he already is. Okay? He did mistakes. We all do mistakes. And I'm not saying that his mistakes are small and that we should just overlook them. He said once all the allegations are out that he will do a one and only apology, to not like just put something out and getting a response and then just putting left and right video like this. You don't want drama as a creator this big. You want one answer. You have in that answer everything people alleged of you, and then we will see. Until MrBeast is not coming out with an answer, I cannot hate him. I can see where Jake Wedler is coming from. I can see the emotions he had just while explaining it to us. I can see that. But if you think about it, at the end of the day, there could have been things that he could have done. I'm not saying I understood. He was pressured. He thought that he did the best thing at the moment, and then he realized that what he did was a bit too much. Yes, MrBeast and his team did a mistake with Jake Wedler. They did the mistake of over tiring someone that was already in a a bad place physically and mentally. But until there is no proof of anything, I'm not saying that Jake Wedler is the bad person here. Absolutely not. I liked the story. I believe every single word he says. But until we don't have the facts laid down on the table in front of us, we do not know. We cannot help but wonder and wait. That's all we can do. We need to wait for the third dogpack video, which will come out soon. Then we will need to wait for the MrBeast answer to all 3 videos and whatever else people found dirt on him. And then we can choose to hate MrBeast or not hate him. That's it. In another order, yes, he does charity, and yes, it could be just for people to look nicer towards him, or for him to say that, I did charity, so I must not be a bad person. Yes, that can be true. But in the other direction, can't you imagine for a second that there is a good person on this earth who actually enjoys? Like, for you, it's easier to imagine that he's a super villain than to imagine that he actually likes to just give money to charity and then film it so he can make more money that he gives to more charities. Like come on. Also that he's faking some of the videos. First of all, the videos that he's faked or allegedly faked, mostly it's CGI, and I think CGI adds into the story. It makes the story more believable to your eye. It sells you the story better. And there were, the raccoon was a paid actor, and actually that's a joke or what, but then actually that the raccoon was an actual, like, behaved raccoon. They don't just put some wild animal. Obviously, like, wouldn't that be worse that they put a rabid raccoon, play around with them, than to responsibly have a raccoon that's actually a trained raccoon? But no, it's funny to think about this type of things. But now you judge him for being irresponsible, and then when he is responsible and has a raccoon that's not a wild animal, you are thinking that he is all of the sudden, he fakes videos. Now where is the line between faking videos and being responsible or irresponsible? We see that when he wanted, he gave a shot to a video with this Jake Wedler guy, and he was back in the day, maybe he still was in this thing that he didn't want to fake videos. And where did that get him? In more controversies. So obviously, you need to fake some of the videos. Hell, I fake some of my videos. Sometimes I am saying a word, or I am just not saying a sentence how I like it. I listen to myself and I just don't fucking like it how it sounds. So I do a retake. Maybe I do an edit. I do a something. I make it. Even sometimes I make my own videos sound out of context so they are funnier. I make things that were not there so you people can enjoy. I'm selling my story better. I'm adding edits. I'm not adding CGI because I don't know how, but trust me, I would fucking add CGI to my videos. That's just literally making the quality, the story better to you, the viewer. What other things were? Now I'm spilling all the tea if I spill it back tea. There was this Delaware guy that they talked about, and there, honestly, I don't want to enter because once again, we do not know enough information on what actually was there, but that one thing actually sounds bad, even if you try to look at it in a friendly perspective, okay? Because this Jake guy, Jake the Viking, said that he was not a bad person, and then I was like, so again, then MrBeast did nothing wrong, and this guy was just allegedly accused of something, and things like that happen. We saw many things. There was this guy who was in prison for I don't know how many years because some book writer accused him of harassment, and then when he was pardoned, she just said, I'm so sorry. You are sorry, but that guy was 20 years behind bars.
He spent 16 years in prison after being wrongly convicted. His accuser, a best-selling author, is now apologizing, saying she's truly sorry
that you catched me.
But how do you undo such a life-altering mistake?
Is exonerated after spending 16 years in prison.
Researchers at Ohio State University examined hundreds of wrongful convictions and determined that roughly 52% of the errors resulted from eyewitness mistakes. Anthony Broadwater, who was convicted in 1981 on junk science and unreliable witness identification.
And I'm not saying this Delaware is in the same case, because I don't know. But once we have proof, facts, evidence of whatever and whoever is alleging or saying, then we will know how to approach this situation. Until then, yes, this Delaware situation sounds bad. The Chris Tyson situation, but honestly, I am not here to defend Chris or Ava. I am here to defend MrBeast and just give credit where credit is due, okay? That's all I want. I do not have a bias in looking up to MrBeast. I have a bias in thinking that the right thing should be the right thing, and we should not just judge people by someone's opinion, by one opinion, like a person who just takes things out of context and makes it look bad. There is an example with this guy, this JoJo guy, who's like an ASMR channel, and he took out of context, maybe without even wanting, okay? He took out of context Ludwig's reaction to MrBeast allegations live. And while he was watching the video in the beginning, he said that this Jake Wedler guy could have the choice to leave. And then as he saw the video progressed, he saw more facts, and then he changed it. Oh, that was shit, that they didn't turn the lights off and everything. But this JoJo guy either didn't watch the whole live stream, either he willingly took this misinformation out of context and he just put it there, so he makes Ludwig in a bad perspective. Although Ludwig proved it wrong, and this JoJo guy said sorry that he actually took things out of context. I'm not blaming JoJo for doing anything like that. I'm just saying that when you see someone alleging something, when you see someone pointing the fingers, maybe instead of picking up the torch and the pitchforks, let's wait on a response from the people who allege this type of things, and then we see what's happening. There's another thing, deleting comments, okay? Some of these things you would not, as people were saying that these things that we talk about, these are not things that kids of MrBeast audience should know about. Yes, MrBeast did bad things, and his team and whoever else did bad things, but now all this drama that is happening, all it does is just point the fucking spotlights in the kids' eyes on what's happening actually, which is not necessarily a good thing. Like now we teach a lot of kids what harassment and bullshits like this are. That's not a good thing to know for kids, no? And especially not until things are proven with facts, okay? And she tries to get away with this situation by saying all claims are alleged. You can't just go shit on someone's whole career, life and everything, take things out of context to make him look bad, and then say that, oh, this was all alleged. Yes, if all this was alleged, you should put it in the video, especially in the beginning when you start speaking about this.
Hey guys, so I'm sure most of you have seen that there's been a lot of news coming out about MrBeast, Jimmy Donaldson, some of his employees, and his, in my opinion, terrible business practices, some of which I've seen honestly may be illegal. There are a lot of really
Where are the illegal things that you are talking about? This is clickbait. This is an intro, a catchy hook that just makes people intrigued in your 24-minute video that you monetized about shit talking MrBeast for an audience of your cake videos with princesses and Spider-Mans and unicorns. Come on. Now who is the bad? Also, one thing that I noticed is that if you go to your Disney Princess cake, which is your most viewed video, as soon as you play the video, oh, the nerdy Nami's cookbook. Like the video doesn't even start and you already put us to click on this. You should put that at the end. You see, you do not have a team behind you, or if you do, you are lenient and your team does in fact make mistakes like this one. Imagine, what does your watch time look like when someone clicks on the video, this thing pops and presses on it? That's literally, they left in the first millisecond of your video starting. Like, come on. And then you teach people about how to make cakes and then talk shit about MrBeast. How much did I have? 2 hours.